Hello, hello, hello. I wore this sweater today, and when I was looking at it, I thought, that's going to make some pretty flowers. It had some darks. So, and then I just stuck it in the paint. So it's really going to make some pretty flowers, I bet. So there is my paint palette for tonight. I thought that will be cool. I'm Lynn Browder, and we are painting flowers. Oops, see, I'm gonna make a mess too. I haven't painted any flowers in the last couple days, last few days, week, I don't know, something. And so it's time. And so I'm just gonna paint some flowers based off of those colors. A lot of these lines that I'm doing up this direction, once I'm up in there, most of that will be covered over, but we shall see. If you've watched my flowers before, they kind of have a mind of their own some days. But still we'll be making, I have some cords over here and they keep rubbing against everything. So, Owen helps me paint the backgrounds. I don't think I said that part. I got excited about my sweater. My son Owen is 11 and has autism, and we paint together. He helps me paint the backgrounds of our paintings, and then I paint the rest. And so here we are painting flowers. And I tend to do a lot of flowers like this kind of weeping look, or I'm not sure what they're technically called, but kind of like a daisy, kind of like a Cosmo, I think is one of the names. Kind of not either. But I generally use one brush because I like to see the colors that it makes while I'm doing that. And so it just keeps adding the colors when I'm, painting and not cleaning off my brush. You can see a lot of the blues in there, and then the purple highlights coming through. So that's what I like to do. I like to kind of shock my colors in there. But I'm going to try to do a few other styles as well. Owen had a great day at school, and then he got to go to therapy, and one of his therapists was back from maternity leave, and so he hadn't seen her in a while because of the leave, and he was so excited to see her. And I was afraid last night that he really wasn't going to go to bed, because that happens a lot with what he will wake up in the middle of the night thinking about his day ahead, and so then he is up for the entirety. But thankfully, last night, he was able to go back to sleep, so it wasn't quite as much of a problem. But this one paint that I have is quite, let's just say, quite moody. I need to stop using it. It's very grainy. I don't know that you can tell in that, but it just is not, I don't know what happened with the mix of that paint, and so it definitely has these things. So I need to not use that one, but I don't have, let me see if this will do the same. Oh yeah, it's not much better. I don't know why this particular the color's similar, so I was going to use it because I wanted that pinky flavor in there, pinky peachy flavor. So the one I'm using on there now is this very similar in color, but it's not as grainy, and this will dry better than it is on here now, but still it's very grainy, which is technically, again, okay, because most of that will be covered up at some point. That's what we always have to remember. I tend to do that a lot. I tend to paint something and then most of it's covered with something else. And that's what's gonna kind of happen here. So I am happy that Owen had such a good day. It was pretty quiet when he came home, but I am thinking that after all that he went through today with he was back to having 3 therapy sessions today, and he loves languages and music and arts and all that kind of stuff. So on Thursdays he has occupational therapy, speech therapy, and physical therapy. I had to think for a minute what day. Well, since he's back to having all of them, I had to think what we were doing today. But he did outstanding with all of them, and he was so excited about seeing his therapist that had been on the maternity leave. So that is even, it's such a great thing knowing that these people mean so much to my son, and that he truly loves going and being with them. I have a couple wild bristles with that, but he wanted to then go. He always asked to go by these statues that are near us, literally statues. He wants to go drive by and see them. And there's probably some other reason that he wants to see them. Maybe he has such a vivid way of looking at the world that I'm sure there's other connections that he's making to it. But he truly wants to go see these statues. And so he, as soon as, oh, see, that's so very thick. So very thick. So very thick. That's okay. We will make it work. It will be spread out amongst the flowers, and it will be covered. But I had told him that if he had done well with his therapy, that we would go, and so we did. And then we came home, and the night flew by. He He learned that he likes ranch dressing, which he has tried before, but not to where he wanted it. And so this time he's been wanting ranch dressing veggie straws, but when I went to get them, they were out. And so we did not have the kind that he is now interested in. So I tried ranch dressing on the chips, let him dip that in for his snack. And then he had ranch dressing with his dinner of chicken sticks is what we call them. I had to think because he didn't want chicken nuggets, and I was calling them chicken strips. Long stories. But then they ended up being called chicken sticks. Chicken sticks. I can't even think today. So he had chicken sticks. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But he had an incredible day for as much has been going on, and I am very thankful for that. So, I'm just kind of filling in some of this area. Going to kind of stick a few little extra things in here and get some colors going and textures. That's what I kind of want over here, is to just go back in and kind of usually put a few more little pokey things up here, and so I didn't really do that. So I'm going to kind of just add a little thing in here that makes it look like it's up that way. And then maybe something like that. And then a few random extras. And I try to kind of put some of the green stuff throughout just so it looks like it's kind of carried on there. And that's about what we're doing there. And I think I just need a little, just so it looks a little higher up there. And I think that's about right. Okay, so I do O for Owen, and then L, and B, and then we can see if the colors, what do you think? There we go, huh? That's the colors. So thanks so much for watching and being a part of our day. Toodles!